morning, YouTube. It's been a week or so since I made a video. Last one I made, I totally botched in editing. I'm on my way to sell some Rhoda J-Mags, used ones that I got on EF Civic to a kid at Walmart parking lot. Figured I'd start the morning out with a video. Well, there's the J-Mags, bring my son to school. Say hi, Dominic. And yeah, we're off and running errands, and then we'll get some work maybe done on the EP3 where we last left off, as that thing runs on the factory computer, factory key, no HON data, no K-Pro. I swapped in the bigger injectors from the TSX motor, which are, I think the EP3 injectors are like 280s and the TSX injectors are like 360s or something, 375. I don't know, they're bigger for sure, because when I put them in, the motor actually runs a lot richer and you can smell the fuel in the exhaust. Now, I don't have a wideband hooked to that car, and I need to get that done to find out where we stand with the factory tune, the factory 2.0 SI tune. I feel like we're pretty close to it. That thing, you know, for a 2.4 TSX motor and an EP3 Civic, it rips. So at any rate, that's the happenings of the morning, and we'll get started as soon as I get back to the shop. All right, looks like Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm gonna call it a limited. It's got leather, digital clock, full wheel peel. Yep, limited with a V8. I believe 318. This looks like a Chevy Aveo, late model. We got years up here. 2011 with a automatic. Nothing fancy. Saturn's auto. Jeep Compass 2007 auto. Patriot, not Compass, Patriot. Chevy 1500. Really rusty rockers. Auto. Looks like a Dodge Dakota Sport over there, V6, kind of like our wheelbarrow. Here we have shiny headlights, BMW. Look how impressed I get quick. There's the Prelude. This is a 2006 auto. Freaking dental pick inside there. BMW X3. This is the damage on the Prelude in the back. It's pretty bad. Basically cannot be fixed. I bet it can be driven down Route 4 though, to the garage. Yeah, I don't know, maybe not. Auto, fucking total buzzkill. And a Chevy serial killer car, 2011 Malibu, also auto. Yeah, this is probably the best of the bunch. It's got tint. It's a later model. The interior's leather. It's locked, but it's a better looking car than the rest. Let's just pop the hood on the old Prelude. It's got the wrong bumper on it. That's an older bumper, or maybe this is a 97, 98. There's the VTEC motor, H23A. And if that thing runs, just bring up $1,000 to get it. This guy does not negotiate. I need that engine. Back in the shiniest Honda Accord you ever saw. All right, guys, here we are back at the homestead. This is the dad wagon, and I'm afraid it's been sold. Yeah, I loved it. It's actually going to go to a really good cause. Somebody that really needs a van. We have the Honda Pilot. Don't really need the van quite as much anymore. She's been great to us. 270,000 miles. And yeah, so we're back here. There's the Prelude. And back to the garage. I don't know if you can see off in the distance is the mighty CRX outside in the light of day. It's actually shady over here. It's not very light, but nonetheless, it is outside. On suspension, on tires, with an engine in it. For the first time in like 15 years. She's coming together. Let's go on inside and see what's going on in here. Well, what do you know? A stripped EF Honda Civic. This one should be basically ready to go to the crush yard today. It is in very poor shape. This is what happens in New Hampshire, you guys. In New England, this is a very typical 30-year-old New England car. And here's the EP3. Up on the lift. Drove it up there, of course. The throttle cable was giving me a bunch of trouble. And let me just show you guys real quick what happened there. So yeah, here's the throttle cable, and I've got it out of the car, and you can see right here in the middle of the cable, it's all frayed away. And also, when I was pressing the gas down, this rubber was squishing. So I was getting like quarter pedal. I tried kind of hybriding in this TL cable that I had kicking around, and it's just kind of at the wrong angle right there, and it doesn't really fit the pedal very well. So now we're waiting for a 99 to 2000 Civic Si cable. I'm told that is the appropriate length and correct, you know, for this car really. The factory cable kind of loops this way and this way and this way, and I think that's because these cars were designed for the European market. This car is made in England, and of course the steering wheel's on the other side of the car, so the pedal's on the other side of the car. I think when they hybrided the cable, instead of just running the shortest distance, they made this crazy long cable. So that's what we plan to deal with. Here is the EP3 Civic Si. That's K24 swapped. 5 lug wheels, big blocky 18s on it. And this, I just want to show you guys how good it actually runs. Look, nothing done with the computer, nothing on the floorboard. This is the factory SI. You see running this engine now. Of course, it's got the engine light. I don't really know what that's for right now. The battery light's on, and I'm not sure why the battery light's on. I did have to solder in a new connector for the alternator because I noticed the old connector was crap and the battery light was on. So I soldered in a new connector and the battery light's still on. However, the vehicle makes charging voltage. It's running at like 14.5 volts. I've monitored that. So there you go. Pretty good idle. We've been driving it around a bit. It's been through a couple tanks of gas. It actually went through a first tank of gas before I swapped the injectors. And then I swapped to the TSX injectors. It made a huge difference in power. And I'll show you guys under the hood real quick. It's not like swapping a B series though, or a H when I pop the hood and it's like, oh wow, look, big old H. This is still a K series motor. That's my little, see that there? Half the head with that elbow pipe in, and that runs right through the thermostat housing. This one's down there behind the water pump. The other port next to it I just plugged off, which is the EGR port. And there you have it. $500 motor and a $500 car. And it's a K24 powered 5-speed Honda Civic Si. What's that worth, you guys? Definitely worth doing. I mean, for the money, I can't think of an easier way to K-swap. Now all we got to do is turbo. And
maybe put out another one of those fastest 10-second YouTube cars for the cheapest money, because I feel like it's gonna be hard to beat this one for as little money as we've got in it. Anyhow,